This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Cardinals and the Texans. Texans win this game by a lot, 40-20. Final score here. Top 5 graded players that we have for the Houston Texans. Tight end Dalton Schultz at the top of the list with a 90.0. Wide receiver Nico Collins with an 85.4. Offensive tackle Ariante Ursary an 80.0. Center Jake Andrews with a 77.5. Safety Kalen Bullock with a 76.7. Did you see his tweet afterwards?
Oh, I forgot what it was.
I can't remember exactly what word he used, but he's like, all right, so I guess I'm trash now because he just had the interception that hit his hands, which is a great play by him. He's just mad that he didn't get the interception. I believe that's what he was referencing there, but I just kind of laughed at that. The Texans are playing at such an elite level that when you have a dropped interception, you can go on social media and say that.
High standards in that defense.
Extremely high standards, no doubt about it. C.J. Stroud in this game is 79.2. On Arizona's side of things, tight end Trey McBride with a 92.3 overall grade. Edge rusher Zaven Collins with an 85.9. Offensive guard John Gaines with an 81.7. Center Yalda Froholt with a 68.9, cornerback Denzel Burke a 67.4, and then Jacoby Brissett a 56.2. My stat that told the story is the Texans offensive line. About 3-4 weeks ago, we were talking about how they were a much improved offensive line unit, especially when we were looking at them at the beginning of the season. And then last week, they really, really struggled again. It's like, okay, is the roller coaster back on for this team and this offensive line? They bounced back in a big way. 75.1 overall blocking grade for this team. 81.2 run blocking grade specifically, which is great to see. 63.6 impact run blocking percentage, which for those of you that don't have a PFF Plus subscription or aren't familiar with that, that's how often you're getting a positive rushing play or positive rushing grade on a run blocking play, and then just a 34.4 defeated run blocking percentage, so that's negative. That's my stat that told the story. Anytime the Texans are blocking well on the offensive line, we know the defense is going to play well. C.J. Stroud handles himself well, and he gets some of those big Nico Collins plays.
I mean, we've seen this offensive line start to get a little bit better as the season's gone on, and as the Texans have gotten hot. If they can at least be an average unit, they're a darn good football team, because that's seen as their kryptonite, right? And yep. One guy that played really well for them, their highest graded offensive line in this game. How about the second-round rookie out of Minnesota, Ariante Ursary, man?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about week 1, he started at right tackle and struggled. Since then, he's been the starting left tackle. He's been terrific, man. 83.4 run blocking grade in this game. You mentioned that impact run block percentage. He's a big part of that. 6 positively graded blocks in the run game, 67.7 pass blocking grade as well. Since week 8, got a 67.4 PFF grade. If you told the Texans they were getting that out of their left tackle going down the stretch of the season, especially a second-round rookie like Ursary, they got to be feeling pretty good about it, right? I mean, and you mentioned it. This offense, this team, it feels like the defense is great. We know the quarterback's really good. The backfield, how about Jawar Jordan in the backfield in this game with Woody Marks? I think, did he leave early with an injury? Jawar Jordan getting a lot of work in this game, his first NFL game he's seen action in. And then C.J. Stroud. This Texans team is going to go as far as the offensive line takes them. And now, you saw this game, I thought C.J. Stroud played his best game of the year. And especially when you talk about throwing down the middle of the field. There was a command of the middle of the field from the very start of this game, from the Nico Collins touchdown, right off the jump on their first drive. Between the numbers, 90.6 passing grade, best for him this season, 10 for 11, 154 yards, the 2 Nico Collins touchdowns. If now he's going to be protected, and much like we just talked about with C.J. Stroud or with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, if Stroud's going to get hot now, this team is extremely dangerous. These two teams in the AFC South should not be taken lightly at all with their defenses, with their quarterbacks getting hot. And you know what, Trevor, for as fun as the first 2 games between the Texans and Jaguars, where you had the first game where it was tight and defensive, and the Jags defense really won it. Then you had the second game with Davis Mills with the crazy comeback. But the way these two teams are playing right now, man, I would love if there was ever a rule where we could switch opponents for a week. I would love to see the Texans and Jaguars round 3 with the way these two teams are playing right now. We'd have to wait till the postseason to get it, but man, if I could move that up to this week,
right.
I want to see these two teams at this level of strength, the way they're playing right now, face off for a third time. We'll see if we get it in the postseason with seeding and everything. But, man, they're both these teams in the South. This is going to be a dogfight all the way to the end.
The AFC South has been wild to watch all year long because it was like, oh, okay, Colts running away with it. They're just going to win the division, and that's said and done. And now the Colts aren't going to make the postseason, it looks like. And both the Texans and the Jags not only are going to make the postseason, it feels like they're going to be two of the stronger teams when we get to that point. My most impressive, funny enough, is Kalen Bullock. Had that dropped interception in this game, but even outside of that, a 71.8 overall coverage grade. My most disappointing was just on the Cardinals side of things. Akeem Davis-Gaither really struggled in this game. Their linebacker, 8 targets, 8 receptions allowed, 6 first downs allowed from him as well. The Cardinals just don't have it this year. I think that what's most discouraging about the Cardinals, though, is you're giving up 40 points. You know, like I've been told that Jonathan Gannon's safe.
4 of the last 6 games they've given up 40 points.
I've been told that Jonathan Gannon's safe, but like that's your side of the ball. You know, like that's you're supposed to at least have a much higher floor of defense. And like I get it. They don't have everybody. The offense is not really complementary the way that it needs to. There have been some injuries, all that kinds of stuff, but the longer this season goes, the less of a leg I think Jonathan Gannon has to stand on to be the coach of this team next year. I just don't. They're just not finishing strong enough.
There is really right now, other than Trey McBride, there really isn't a whole lot of positive with them.
No.
And there's Marvin Harrison with the injuries, he didn't play in this game. Michael Wilson's been good as well, but this is also an offense that they have to throw the football every play because A, they're behind, and B, they can't run the ball anyway.
Like the Cardinals aren't great, but I don't even think they're playing to their capabilities. And that's the thing is like when you have a team that has a head coach that you wonder, okay, are they the right man for the job? And you kind of look at things and you say, well, they've dealt with injuries. Well, the roster's not there yet. That's basically the case for every team every single year, no matter what. What you have to look at is you have to be able to look at the team as it's currently constructed with the injuries involved and all that and say, are they playing up to what you think they could play to? And on defense, the answer is no. And that's, again, like that's your area of expertise. That's your side of the ball. So, again, I feel like all I've heard is that Jonathan Gannon is safe, but the way that the last couple of weeks have gone, the way that this past week has gone, I think the last 3 games, all of a sudden, he is absolutely coaching for his job.
At several of the organization's most important positions, this is going to be a wild offseason in Arizona because whether Gannon stays or goes, we still have the Kyler Murray question, the quarterback
I think
question.
Kyler's gone. I think Drew Petzing's probably gone. So I think you're moving on from
probably
2 major points anyway.
Their big problem is if we're only maybe going to see 2 quarterbacks worthy of first-round picks in this draft.
Yeah.
And this team is picking right now behind the 2 main teams I would think about with quarterbacks,
Right.
the Raiders and the Jets.
Right.
What are we going to have to do to find a quarterback?
Yeah, do you look at a situation where you go to Kyler and you basically say like, "Hey, we'll rework things and you just get to become a free agent next year?"
You got to play for a whole lot less. Or unless you just just ride it out.
No,
but that's not going to work.
Kyler wouldn't agree to play to less. Maybe they just work it out in a way where they say like, "Hey, we'll change it into a signing bonus or whatever," but I don't have the contract up in front of me. It's a great point that you make. It's like, yeah, I think in a vacuum you would say that they're just going to move on from Kyler Murray, but maybe you are right. Maybe you go, okay, well, we have no shot essentially to go get up and get one of these because Ty Simpson could go back to school and Dante Moore could go back to school.
Well, and then
Lenore Sellers is already going back to school.
Then you got several teams that are stuck.
So It's essentially just Fernando Mendoza.
Which means at this point he would
Who also doesn't have to go back, right? Technically, he's a redshirt junior.
He doesn't have to, but he's
going to.
He's coming out.
He's going
top 3.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not very many true seniors who don't have eligibility left.
Right.
Who are going to be in this class.
Oh no,
It's like Cade Klubnik, Drew Aller.
This is
Garrett Nussmeier, who I think all of those guys are day 3 quarterbacks.
This is a rough time right now, I think, for the Cardinals. When you look at just, again, the most important positions on their in their franchise,
Yeah.
we're extremely unsure of what that's going to look like next year.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.